Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to do readings about career, money, love, but we never really ask, how are you doing? So this reading will tap into that to see what you're going through at this time. Anything that you're struggling with, any solutions to be found, whatever it is, let's see what is going on there for you and how you're moving through this period. Also, I want you to be aware, of course, as I am shuffling the cards, I cannot choose the cards for you, so whatever pops out, I have to honor it in this moment. And if the reading really doesn't feel like it fits, please don't try to make it fit your situation. Please take it if it resonates. Also, you know, what may transpire in this reading may not be something that you are going through right now, but it may be something that will start to appear later on. So I want you to be aware of that. Now, I'm only using one deck because I'm enjoying the simplicity in this reading, or this series of readings, that basically helps me tap into whatever it is that you're going through without basically having various different energies intervening. So let's see what is coming out there. I mean, your first card is the Knight of Swords. You're in a period of changing or revamping your life in some way. What's new, my beautiful Scorpio? You tend to be going through many cycles at this moment in time where, you know, things are shifting for you. Now, looking at your cards, I feel there's been a lot of difficulty. There's a lot on your mind. I feel like you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Of course, there are external forces pressurizing you at this time, but also I see that you have a lot of expectations upon your own shoulders, and you're putting a lot of that pressure on yourself as well. So I feel some of you are, you know, really trying to address that. I mean, as I said, I cannot choose the cards for you, my beautiful Scorpio, and I'm seeing a Knight of Swords, which is really positive, but also we've got the 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands. You are the wounded warrior in life, and I feel like you've been through a lot. I actually feel like, you know, you've had to be strong in your life. Circumstances have made you that way, so you're almost like conditioned to expect the worst or be prepared for the worst because that's what you've experienced. Why does it have to be so hard is the energy that I'm getting here, but I do feel, look at that, 10 of Swords. This difficult period is going to come to an end, but there are so many swords in your reading right now. I just see that you're in a very cerebral place. Some of you may be feeling a little bit numb. You know, you're a very passionate, feeling person, but you may feel almost like you have been not floating in life. It just feels like you've been on autopilot, you know, just doing life, responsibilities, taking care of business, your bills, your family, your friends. It just feels right now somehow you're detached, even though you are still someone who is very passionate about everything that you think about, touch. You know, you have a lot of feeling in your life, but there's something here where it's almost like you felt that in order to protect yourself, you've had to be detached, to be logical, to get through your circumstances or find solutions to whatever it is that you're going through right now. Because I feel like you're the sort of person who you can compartmentalize when is necessary. You detach, you take a step back in order to observe. Now, I have taken 6 cards, but my guide said shuffle one more, so I am doing that. I'm just going to pop this over here, lock that deck off there. We do have the 7 of Wands. We have the 9 of Wands, so a lot of pressure. Now, don't get me wrong, pressure can be really positive. It can be a shaper of worlds, and your first card there is the Knight of Swords. So you don't tend to wallow in things. You tend to be like, okay, this is the circumstance. How can I set to change it? You're someone who faces things head on. So let's see what we've got here. We've got 3 of Wands and we have the 9 of Pentacles. You're striving for independence. You're looking forward to the future, trying to accomplish something. It's hard. It's difficult. Whatever it is you're changing right now about yourself or your circumstances, you will get there. I see that there is brighter things here for you to come. But in order to affect change, you have to go through the uncomfortable period, the uncertainty. So looking at your cards, I mean, for some of you, you've been pushing yourself to the brink where you're unwell. With that 5 of Pentacles, you could have been going through some difficult times that have made you feel a little bit under the weather, perhaps. Your immune system's been a bit low. I feel like you've been battling away, holding life all together is what I see there. So just watch out for that. I feel, you're going to get on top of things, but I feel some of you may be worried about something and it may have chipped away at your immune system, or perhaps, some of you may have gone through like a seasonal cold or maybe even some hay fever, things like that. I'm a Scorpio and I'm just trying to relate to what I've just been going through. I've been perhaps burning the candle at both ends myself. I'm not influencing your reading at all. The cards are there, okay? So I want you to be aware of that. But looking at this energy, I feel like you're someone who is super independent, okay? And I feel like you are self-reliant. You've had to be self-reliant from a very young age. And I feel like you have a very deep connection right now to both the physical and the spiritual realms. And, you are someone who is a healer as well. So I feel like you are tapping into your spiritual gifts at this time. And I also feel like this dominant energy of taking charge, even though things are difficult. So I feel right now you're receiving a lot of downloads. By that, I mean ideas, signs, symbols, synchronicities, and you're paying attention without getting too emotionally involved in the next steps of what you need to do. It's almost like you're preparing to either make some radical changes in your life and you're just going, okay, this is logically what I need to strategize for my future. And now I'm just casting a critical eye, almost like a review of your life to see what the next steps are, okay? Also, I'm getting this sense here of travel. So some of you, it's like you just want to get away. So I feel you are trying to resolve some things within yourself right now, but also I feel like you need a break or a getaway is what I'm seeing there. 10 of Swords. I feel this sense of that difficult period coming to a very abrupt end very shortly. So if you have been under a lot of pressure, I feel like, you're not giving up on whatever it is you want to accomplish, but it may be hard. And this reading, it's not about love. It's not about career. It's not about money. It's about you and how you have to run your life right now. And I'm going to give you each card individually, but the Knight of Swords can indicate right now you're making some lifestyle changes. Now, for some of you, this could be really personal, like, you're cutting out something that perhaps doesn't make you feel good, whether it's a person, a food substance, an environment. And, with that 9 of Wands there, it could be because you're protecting yourself. So for some of you, it could be that you're allergic to something or intolerant to something, and you're like, what? I just heard I'm allergic to BS. So that came out from someone. I'm not sure who that resonates with, but certainly that's definitely a Scorpio trait. You're allergic to that. So you could be like cutting through someone's facade, really seeing below their mask, as it were. So maybe that's something that you're tapping into right now, but it could be also, as I said, something that you're intolerant to or allergic to, and it's tempting. You still like it, but at the same time, it's not good for you. Maybe a person that you're tempted to connect to or wonder what they're up to, but you feel like you need to protect yourself from this person's energy. Right now, with the Knight of Swords, I feel this is you having like a major lifestyle overhaul, and it's extending throughout the whole of your life. I'm actually seeing like someone with a rake, like a garden, like raking through soil. It's almost like you're sifting through the mud of life right now and you're weeding. So it's like you're taking out anything that has the potential to crush your growth or has the potential to be toxic to your growth. You're basically cutting out drama, and you're reshaping your landscape, and you're cultivating your life in a way where you're only allowing healthy things to be a part of your world. I feel like you're really investing in yourself at this time as well. I mean, the Knight of Swords, again, is a card of responding differently to challenging situations, and you have a lot of challenging cards here. So you've been really under it. You've been struggling with something. I mean, don't get me wrong, you rise to the occasion. You thrive under pressure, and any challenge that is presented towards you, you're a sink or swim kind of person, and you tend to swim. So I definitely get an energy here that you're stepping up in your life in some way to reshape, revamp, revitalize, regenerate, or do something in your life where basically you're turning it around and you're making it work in your favor. And you're not giving up until you do. So this Knight of Swords is really positive. But because you are under a lot of pressure here, and some of you, you may have some 3 a.m. thoughts, those worries that pop up when you can't sleep, or just before bed, you're like, oh, I didn't do that thing, or wow, I've got a lot on my list to do, or you always feel like you're doing so much and yet you still feel like you haven't done enough. It's this sense of more and more and more. So you may feel that people or circumstances have demanded a lot more of your time recently, and some of you may be just feeling overwhelmed, but you're presenting as someone who is very strong. You've got the 9 of Wands there as well, the wounded warrior. No matter what you're going through, you're showing up for yourself, you're showing up for other people, and you're holding it all together. And I'm really getting this sense that you're exhausted. 9 of Wands is a card of feeling so tired, of having to hold it all together. It's like, does it get any easier? Will it change? The answer is yes, definitely. But I'm also getting this kind of empowerment from this card. And actually, it's really interesting because these two cards, sometimes when you read the Knight of Swords, especially with the 9 of Wands, this can be an indication of aggression or anger, okay? Some of you may be dealing with spontaneous anger, and you may be getting closure to past situations. And I'm actually being given a quote right now. It's very profound, actually. Let me just look at this. It says, I sat with anger long enough until she told me her real name was grief. Okay, so, I'm being given that that's C.S. Lewis, okay? So this is a very profound quote, actually. So I feel some of you are basically identifying a root cause in your life of why there has been this sort of sense of anger. I mean, I'm not saying that you're really angry going through life, because I feel a lot of you are basically grieving or lamenting a part of your life, or even a part of yourself that you feel someone has either robbed from you or influenced in some way. And I feel it's just that you have been keeping on, if that makes sense. It's almost like, for some of you, this could extend from childhood, something that perhaps, has made you really strong. But actually, if you really connect to your inner child, that inner child is grieving for something that they feel like they lost, whether that's their innocence, you had to grow up really quickly, whether it's something that you witnessed, or whether it's that you were bullied, or whether you were in a high-level commitment, for example, and you felt rejected or misunderstood or heartbroken. Whatever it is that you are going through, I feel the root cause was grief. I mean, that sentence is something that perhaps is relevant for you. It may not resonate with everyone, and again, please do not try to make it fit, but it feels like something. And I really want to decode this, and I didn't expect it to go this deep, but hey, it's a Scorpio reading. It wouldn't be a Scorpio reading without it going extra deep and being really complex. But when you think about the nature of grief, sometimes, if we allow ourselves to grieve, it makes us feel exposed or weak in some way. But actually, it's really strong of you to confront it head on. And sometimes when we confront something like grief, especially when we're not really processing the act of grief, like releasing the pressure or crying or, really resolving things, it can be that we have a shield of anger. We're so furious in life that we want to push on through. So, for example, if someone tried to derail your plans, try to push you down, try to in some way make you see that you are not enough or tried to oppress you in some way. You know, there is that fury that had to rise up within you in order to break free of that constraint, or to like prove yourself in some way, not just to yourself, but to other people or someone who kind of tried to put you in a box of their expectation. And I'm feeling that so strong in this reading. What I see you is breaking free from chains, but also I see the lament here. I see the sadness. I see the difficulty. I see the smile that is covering the tears and the pain of why it's so hard, and how you've been operating under a lot of pressure and you're just trying to find yourself in a new world, as it were. Now, this could be something that has been bubbling up for the last couple of years. It doesn't have to be that it's something you experienced when you were younger. It could be that, you know, we've all gone through a major experience in the last 4 years, and it's like coming to terms with that, coming out of that numbness, coming out of that like what just effing happened kind of energy, and now trying to find your independence, your place in the world, and just, it's almost like, so what? We just now just move on. We just like move forward. I feel like you're trying to reshape your world in some way that of course benefits you and your family, but I see you and I actually acknowledge your strength in this, okay? But it's okay to grieve that part of yourself, to reconnect to a part of yourself where you feel that you've either lost touch with it or you feel that they were happier times. I see brighter times ahead for you. I see this sense of freedom, independence, joy, you know, enjoying the moment and really like finding peace within yourself. Because I feel for some of you, you've been going through a bit of an inner battle. And for some of you, that may not be, you know, external experiences. It could also be this high expectation that you have on yourself, that you put a lot of pressure on your shoulders. But I see you coming through it, and I see how strong you are because of it. You know, that Knight of Swords indicates that you're a very goal-oriented person. You don't stop until you get it done. And that, again, is very courageous of you, but at the same time, I feel like you need to find moments of rest or pause in order to reflect and process and get closure on certain experiences that made you who you are, okay? Now, it's really interesting that when I started this reading, it started to rain a lot, quite heavily, and I feel for some of you, although you're a very fun person to be with, you're electric, you're mysterious, you are, you know, full of depth and feeling. I feel you have such a beautiful, pure heart. I feel there's a little place in your heart that's been raining, okay? And I feel that you're trying to mend that part of yourself, but at the same time, not let anybody see that part of yourself, almost like keep busy. But I do see you getting closure on that, and I do see you moving past that as well, okay? You're a remarkable person is what I just heard. So I feel this is a message that one of your ancestors is really trying to get to you right now, okay? And you may actually see that message soon, either on a billboard or you know, a video, or maybe a message. I mean, even like a fortune cookie. You are a remarkable person is what I'm being given. You may even see the word, just the one word, remarkable, everywhere you go in the next coming weeks or months, because this is a message from your guides. It's from your ancestor who has become one of your guides. And they want you to be aware that you are doing so well with the circumstances that you've got right now. And there is respite, and there are really good things for you to come. Okay, I want you to be aware of that, because right now it may feel like you're in the midst of things. Now, excuse me, I've got a bit of a, you know, seasonal cold myself, but the Nine of Wands there, this indicates that, you know, you also have to be a bit cautious about burning the candle at both ends. I would definitely say right now you're in a period of questioning in your life, the path that you've taken, the path that you're on, making sure that you are on the right path. You know, the Three of Wands, even if you look up the meaning of that card, it does indicate that you're on the right path and you're headed towards success, whatever that means for you. Now, that could be your goal, of course. It could be your dream. It could be, you know, your retirement. It could be, you know, your belief system. Whatever it is that you are trying to reaffirm right now, know that you are on the right path there as well. Now, also, I'm being given an energy that you are upgrading your vibration, okay? They're showing me a lightning bolt down through the crown chakra. So this means that you are spiritually evolving, and that can indicate that you are changing your friendships, or, you know, you're feeling a bit lonely right now. It almost feels like you're walking a very lonely path at this moment in time, but you are elevating and you are upgrading in some way in your life. And do not worry, because the right people are actually going to be coming into your life. So if you are feeling a little bit alone right now, or unseen right now and unappreciated, there is a time where you are going to meet the right people, but also you're going to be appreciated by the right people, your nearest and dearest, the people in your inner circle. And I see that your inner circle is pretty small, but it's loyal. And they are your ride or die kind of people, okay? Now, the Nine of Wands, it also does indicate that you're exhausted. I do feel this, and I've said it in a couple of your readings, that you're exhausted on a soul level, trying to do life, being really busy, trying to keep on top of things, just always on the go. It feels almost like time is speeding on by, and still you feel like you're somehow in the same place, or that there's just never enough time to do everything that you want to do for you. So I feel some of you are looking at that concept of time right now, and you're trying to really prioritize what's important, the people you care about, because you're a very protective person. Nine of Wands, you're the sort of person who is a really great friend. You would defend your nearest and dearest to the very end. And I see, you know, you are in a period of protection as well. And I feel you've been strong because you've had to be strong, not just for yourself, but also for others. And I really get a sense that although some of you may have been grieving a part of your life that has been hard to let go of, I do feel the best is yet to come. And I feel my guides, when I say they, I mean my guides, they are really underlining that there is, you know, respite here and a brighter future. Now, we do have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is mental tension, you know, a lot of overthinking, but it's not just that. It means you're brainstorming, okay? So I feel like you have a lot on your mind, a lot on the go, lots of ideas bubbling up of how to transform your life for the better, lots of conversations perhaps going on in your life as well, in your head. I feel there's a bit of conflict going on there. For some of you, not all of you, you may feel like no matter how hard you are showing up for your life, it just feels like it's never enough. Or some of you may even feel like you're not as far along as you should be right now, and you may start to equate that with failure. There's no such thing as failure, okay? Only a learning of a lesson of how to do things differently so that it will become easier. You know, if you think of the greatest minds of our time, they never really showed up and just knew the answers or had their eureka moment where suddenly they just knew how to invent the light bulb, or they just knew how to create a car or an airplane. They were experimenting. And I feel right now you're experimenting in your life, and you're looking at what works and what doesn't work for you so that you can find a sense of yourself in the things that you're choosing to connect to at this time. But as you can see with the Five of Swords, all these swords, they are surrounding this figure, and it's a period of protection. So I feel right now that you are protected in difficult times. And I also feel a lot of you, there's something that may have occurred in your life, and you know, it's going to be different for everybody, but there's this sense that you wanted to enact revenge on a situation, but you matured and you let it go. And you're wondering deep down sometimes, did karma deliver? Did it ever get resolved? The answer is yes. And you may even get confirmation of that, even though you've resolved now to the point where you've outgrown it and almost like not even thought about it anymore. It's this disconnect, like you became the bigger person in a situation. But you will find out later on, not too far away, it'll be this year, you're going to find out that karma was delivered to somebody who did you wrong. Because I feel here, especially with that Ten of Swords, I feel someone did the dirty on you at some point, whether it was a friend, whether it was an ex, whether it was someone you worked with, whoever it was. You know, I feel that this was a learning curve, that you tend to offer your heart to everybody or give people the benefit of the doubt until they overstep a mark. But I feel, you know, as you've got older, you've learned that you can't trust everybody. I feel you've come to this lifetime anyway with like a supercomputer brain where you can see the undercurrent of life and people's motives, and also see through BS, which came up earlier. And you know that people have alternative motives or agendas, and I feel that, you know, sometimes that makes you really sad because you just wish that people could speak their truth because you do. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, you are a very mysterious sometimes person, and you do have your secret side. Doesn't mean that you're withholding information from people or lying to people or anything like that. You value your privacy. But also, I feel when someone is telling you something, you automatically know what they're really telling you, and it disappoints you sometimes because you just wish that people would just come out with it. Because when you have something you need to say or air, you tend to say it bluntly, my beautiful Scorpio, and you kind of wish and would respect a person a little bit more if they did the same. So I feel for some of you, there is like, it's almost like you're willing to speak your truth, even if that means losing people who are not meant to be around, you know, because I feel this sense of weeding people out of your life or situations that just don't promote healthy growth. People who support you, you want them around. Anybody else, what's the point? So I'm just getting that energy with this card. Now, also, of course, the Five of Swords energy, it can indicate that, you know, things have been mentally taxing on you recently. You've got a lot going on in your mind, and you may be worrying about something. Something's causing you some level of stress, and you need to take rest. You need to take care of yourself, okay? Especially since we've got the Five of Pentacles there, because some of you can worry yourself into, you know, feeling a little bit under the weather or, you know, low energy. So I would definitely say look at worrying, stress, cortisol levels, things like that, because I feel that's something that perhaps has been affecting you at this time. For some of you, you may be going through a major change in your life. So it could be that you are, of course, in command of some of the changes, but some of them maybe not. For example, you may be entering like a different cycle of your life. Some of you may be retiring or going through the menopause or leaving a job or leaving a country or leaving a relationship, or it just feels like you're moving forward, but it's change. And I feel you're trying to navigate a period of change so that you can find balance. Now, of course, we do have the Ten of Swords. I will get to that Five of Pentacles in a moment. I'm being given an energy from that Five of Pentacles. That's why I will return to it in a moment. It's like, if only you could see what a true gem you are, things that other people can see, but you do not see in yourself. It's almost like you are a hidden treasure. And I think this came up for one of the readings last week, may have even been for your sign, but I'm being given an energy of you are a hidden treasure because you tend to go off grid quite a lot or disconnect quite a lot in order to just heal yourself, to value your own time, protect your privacy, recharge your batteries, process the day. But I feel, you know, there is a time where you need to allow yourself to be seen a little bit more, open yourself up to connection. You know, there is some support there for you. There are friends here that I feel like you do have some very close friends to you, but sometimes because you're so super independent, it's very hard for you to either open up or basically, I don't see you needing to ask for help in anything, but what I'm seeing is like an honest, open conversation where you're like, okay, I'm struggling. Or, okay, it's difficult. I feel sometimes it's hard for you to acknowledge that because your first go-to, almost like you're in fight or flight mode, is like, I got this. And then if someone else has a problem, you're almost like, I got that for you as well. It's almost like you're the savior or the person who's always there to fix things. And I want you to be aware that, of course, that is commendable, but, you know, you're also here to enjoy life as much as possible, the journey itself. And I feel like you've had a lot of painful endings in your life, so that has made you have a level of empathy of people's struggle, you know, so you tend to be a healer. You tend to help other people because you've been through the stuff yourself. But I feel you've become a person that you wish you'd had for you when you were younger, okay? And I'm really feeling that weight on your shoulders, that you're always there for people and you wish that someone or that person could have been there for you when you needed them. But I also feel it's a two-way street. Don't shoot the messenger when I say this. I feel opening up a little bit more can kind of help you connect a little bit more as well, okay? But that's going to be for some Scorpios out there, not everybody. It depends on your sun, moon, and rising, of course. But the Ten of Swords, very difficult card, okay? Difficult card because I feel something painfully came to an end that you're trying to still resolve within yourself. You know, you've moved away from it. I feel like you've moved past it, but it still haunts in some way. And it may be sore from time to time because it's almost like, why? Why did that happen? Because you're questioning it. And could it happen again? The answer is no. Okay, I feel like you've moved past this because whatever you're going through that's difficult, it feels like it's coming to an end. It's like you've been through the worst of it and now you will enjoy the best. So the Ten of Swords can also be, the power of the mind. And sometimes when we catastrophize the worst case scenario, sometimes we attract it. So I feel right now you're in a very interesting time where you're changing your mindset, trying to be a little bit more positive. You're aware of the negative thoughts. Like, we're all human. We all have negative thoughts. We all go to the worst case scenario so that we can protect ourselves. Okay. But if you're always going to the worst case scenario and not seeing the best case scenario, then there is a potential that you may be catastrophizing. And I feel like you're trying to turn your mindset around there as well. You're someone who is a critical thinker and you think outside the box. So this card can also indicate that you're brainstorming right now and you are finding major epiphanies to end an old way of thinking or an old way of life or an old habit you have that you've basically come to the end of the road with. You're like, I don't need this anymore. It's just weighing me down. I feel like you're cutting ties in some way and it's freeing you up. It's freeing you up to enjoy life a little bit more. And I want to pull a card on that Ten of Swords because you have so many difficult cards. I just feel like some of you are maybe even worrying about this time period that we're living in. You may be looking at the changes going on in the world and wondering which direction it's heading in and trying to make sure that you protect your position should there be any major conflicts going on, or some of you may be even thinking about where you belong in the world. I'm being given something that is a little bit random and a little bit weird, and it may have come up in a reading a couple of years ago. I'm not sure. It seems really familiar to me, and I can't remember everything that I do in all the hundreds of readings that I do, but I'm being given this cloudy with a chance of meatballs. I know it sounds really random, but I think it was a book and it became a movie. I've not read the book and I have not seen the movie either. So, but I kind of have the gist of what it is about or what it means. And I'm being given an energy that you are a unique person with unlimited potential. Believe in yourself. That's the main energy I'm getting right now. But also I'm being given an energy of, someone facing a problem and overcoming it. Also exploring the nature of security, safety, and also this sense of like, where do you belong? Are you thinking about emigrating, perhaps, or relocating somewhere? So it could be that you're thinking about leaving a place that you've been for quite some time, uprooting in some way, revamping your life in some way. These may be just thoughts at this moment in time because you have so many swords there. So these may be things that are just swirling around in your mind, and you're going to find where you belong. I feel that's an energy that is so apparent here. But also, I'm being given this energy that you are conquering your mountain, okay? Especially since we're going to get to that Seven of Wands in a moment, which this figure is literally standing on top of the mountain. And I feel like the view is going to be really awesome there. Now, I'm also being given an energy of the town in this cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Is it a touch of meatballs or chance? I'm feeling it's a chance of meatballs. The town is called Chew and Swallow, okay? And it's like, I'm being given an energy that you do not accept everything that you're fed. You're someone who is an independent thinker and you make decisions for yourself. So some of you are seeing beyond things that are readily available in front of your eyes right now. You're looking at the subtext of life because you're conditioned to look at the undercurrent of people, of motivations, of agendas. And I just feel like right now, there's just a lot on your shoulders and you're thinking about a lot right now. And sometimes it may feel overwhelming. Don't allow it to rob you of joy. All these thoughts you're going through, all these worries, the couldas, the wouldas, the maybes, of course, we can all be aware of them but I'm being given an energy of don't be scared, just be prepared, you know, because the Seven of Wands is to be prepared for change. But do not be scared of it, because change is always good. And I feel like you're protecting your position, whatever position you're in. And I don't even know why I'm being given this energy, but maybe someone out there is worried about something. But what I see here is there is a brighter future for you to come. And with that Three of Wands there, I feel like there's more opportunities coming your way for happiness, for fun, to align with, you know, a job if you're in a job, or, you know, in retirement, travel, reestablishing your belief system, whatever it is. I feel like, you know, there are brighter times ahead. And that Nine of Pentacles at the end, that's a beautiful card to end on. It means freedom, joy, living in the moment, finding presence. So like looking at your overarching energy, really, because there's so many swords, I feel like you are actually learning to get command over your thoughts so that they do not overwhelm you. So I feel a lot of you are trying to look at that right now, not allow your emotions or your thoughts govern you. And I feel like you're going to find that you can do that. We got the Hermit. So yeah, so you're in a period of withdrawal in order to find inspiration. I mean, the Hermit puts himself in the cave of life. Male or female, not a gender-specific reading. It's about the energy. And when the Hermit goes into the cave, it's because he's exhausted. It's because life is a lot. It's overwhelming. And I feel like you're seeking solitary time to get to know yourself deeper, to really go inward for truth, wisdom, and reflection, to basically not have any distractions from a crazy world, because the world has always been crazy, but it has ramped up that level of circus crazy in the last couple of years. But I feel like it's enough. It's overwhelming. So you're not trying to like push the noise out. I feel like you're trying to find the stillness within yourself and ground yourself at this time. I mean, the Hermit energy is a card that indicates going solo or enjoying your independence, learning to love you and your own time. When you fall in love with your life, then you attract so many other things that are abundant, prosperous, love, you know, relationships, friendships. So I feel like right now, it's almost like you're reviewing your life. And that star energy also indicates some of you, it's almost like you put your healing on hold and now you're ready. You're ready, you got closure, and you're ready to sort of let that star out, allow yourself to shine and to be your wonderful, authentic self. So I really feel there's a heaviness here, almost like you're an old soul, or you're just tired with people and their facade. It's almost like you are an authentic, truthful person, and you're just like, why can't everybody be like me? But of course, life would be a little bit dull and boring if everyone was the same. However, you just wish that people had that level of authenticity. And some of you may feel very alone right now. It's like you may see things that other people may not see right now, or you're aware and awakened of things that perhaps people are either playing catch up with or are not meant to see in this lifetime. We all came with a soul contract of things that we're meant to be aware of, things that we're meant to do, have a mission. And some people, you know, they don't even have a mission, you know, but everybody is relevant and everyone has their journey and purpose. So there is a difference. But also I feel, my beautiful Scorpio, it's really important for you to recognize you do not have to be defined by it. You can be many things to many people, and always have that root in authenticity. Okay. And I feel, you know, you're under pressure right now, and pressure only is given to us by the universe when we are meant to exact change in our life. It is a shaper of worlds. You can use it as a positive to basically restructure your landscape so that it's a healthier environment. You know, of course, pressure can also be negative. It can be overwhelming, but I feel you can find a happy medium and make it benefit you rather than be disadvantaged by it. Okay. So we have that Five of Pentacles, but we've also got the Seven of Wands. I would say personally right now, make sure you protect your immune system, protect yourself against seasonal colds, things like that, because I mean, some of you may have been unwell for other reasons, and you are just taking it easy right now, convalescing, healing, protecting yourself, making sure that whatever it is that you watch or eat or listen to, it's healthy, because you're informing your body, mind, and soul at this time. So with that Five of Pentacles, this is a card really that indicates that you're trying not to let life pass you by, okay? But you may be looking for the alternative in life, the overlooked treasures in life, the maverick, the different, the thinking outside the box. I feel like you're drawing your attention towards not just, counting your blessings and being grateful for what you have right now, but also I feel like you're starting to manifest from a position where you're trying to visualize it like you got it right now. I feel like you're finding the missing piece in life that you want, the missing ingredient, and I feel like you're going to discover it, or you're not going to give up until you discover it there as well, okay? Now, the Five of Pentacles, it literally means it's tough right now, whatever it is you're going through, and some of you are seeking sanctuary, you're seeking answers, maybe some of you are praying for something, but I feel like your prayers will be answered, and especially financially, I feel, you're going from a Five of Pentacles to a Nine of Pentacles, so I feel like you will increase finances, or you'll make your finances work for you so that you can be financially independent. But it's not about finances. This is more about falling in love with yourself, because I feel like you've had a bit of an inner battle your whole life. Some of you may have felt that either when you were growing up, someone tried to tell you that you were not enough, or you believed a narrative from a bully, or something difficult happened to you. And whilst, it influenced who you are and shaped who you are trying to resolve it within yourself so it does not impede on your future happiness. It's the reason you are strong. It's the reason that you're tough. But remember, tough people, they stick around. Tough times do not. So we have that Seven of Wands energy, and this basically indicates that you're making a lot of effort in your life to make it work right now. And I feel like you are following your passions, and your passions will push through any obstacles. I really feel like, it's coming after the Ten of Swords, really, and the Five of Pentacles, which basically means after tough times, you reach the top of the mountain and the view is beautiful. So there is peace. When you're on elevated ground, there is a silence like no other. You are at one with nature. And I feel a lot of you are trying to remove yourself from drama, remove yourself from overthinking, and find that peaceful viewpoint in your life. Also, the Seven of Wands, it does indicate that you're trying to protect your privacy and your peace of mind at this time. And I feel like you have been under a lot of pressure, but you're almost like in self-defense mode in your life in some way, pushing forward, trying to make opportunities work for you. It's almost like, why does it always have to be a fight? Why do you always have to be the warrior showing up? So I feel it has been hard, but it is going to get easier. You're very self-reliant. And I also get this energy that, and I think I've mentioned this before, it's not that you don't have anybody, my beautiful Scorpio, because I feel like you do have a very strong support network. It's almost like sometimes you feel that nobody has you. Nobody understands, or they misconstrue your actions. It just feels like now sometimes you feel like you're unseen. You're going through life and you're just not seen. But I feel like you are about to see your soul tribe, or meet people who see you as their soul tribe, and there is a connection. Because I feel in a world where it's all about connection, somehow over the last couple of years you felt very disconnected, and you're just trying to find your way back to self is what I see there, okay? And part of you, I feel you want to be able to drop the shield and say, why do I always have to be feeling like something else is coming that I have to be strong for? Why is it always that I'm feeling that I have to, battle away? Is there an easy point where I can drop the shield of life? Well, the answer is yes, and it is coming. We have that Three of Wands there. It tells me that you are on the right path. You're making the right changes, making the right decisions for yourself. But this is a wealth of opportunity. The sea will be golden, and I feel like you're going to find yourself in situations where there is harmony and peace. You will win the inner battle, but also you will win the battle outside yourself also, okay? Now, the Three of Wands indicates that you are someone who is the observer in life. You tend to watch, wait, observe, whoever just keeps on babbling away, blah, 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 in conversations, they tend to reveal all their secrets and give everything away, and that invites people in to hurt them in some way or stifle their abundance, prosperity, their jealousy. And you've learned to keep your secrets close, or keep whatever it is that you're working on close to you, because you recognize that not everybody has your back. And I feel that's a lesson that you've had to learn that's been difficult, and it's almost carved out a piece of your life where you felt, because of that knowingness, you felt very much alone, okay? But I do see that you have a core group of people who are your ride or die people. These could be family members, they could be friends, but I feel like you do have a support network, so you're not fully on your own there. Now, also the Three of Wands, I really feel that there's an energy of delay that's been operating in your life right now, almost like the pause. Even though you've been busy, it feels like you've been doing so much, but still you feel like you're in the same position. But there is a time where you're going to reflect, and it's not too far away, where you're going to see that actually the results are there. There is going to be a time of plenty, the good life. A lot of you are working towards creating the good life. But this is a card that indicates you have a richness about you, because you have a beautiful heart. First and foremost, you have a beautiful soul. You have a lot of empathy. You understand humans and the human psyche and body language on a different level. You are someone who has the power, especially with, that cutting tongue that you can have from time to time. You can really cut someone to size if they hurt you, but you don't really ever want to go to that place. You have a temper if you need it. It's like, you can go from 0 to 100, let's put it that way, in a second. But you try to reserve that part of yourself, because you're like, you know what, I don't want to go there, because not only does it hurt another person, it also hurts you. So I feel that you've learned to rise above, to become mature. And this Nine of Pentacles, it really indicates that you're having a glow up. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles also indicates that you've been very disciplined with yourself. This could be with your savings, of course, but it feels like, you are basically looking at your life and you're being very precise about it, right down to your clothes. It's like, okay, what does this say about me? Who am I in connection to this person? What do they bring into my life, whether it's positive or negative? What does this association mean for me? If I spend my money here, what does that mean about me and what I condone or what I basically endorse? I really feel like you're precise living right now. And the Nine of Pentacles, for some of you, this is all about security. Finding security in an ever-changing world. And I also get the sense that you are going to find that if you do feel that you don't have that right now. You're being very discerning about the company that you keep, the things that you connect to, but also you're educating yourself on so many different levels right now. And it's a lot. It's almost like you've always been awakened to certain things, but now you're just seeing even more and more and more. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. So it's important to protect yourself. But also I feel this is about being confident in your own skin, because some of you, I feel it's taking you a long time to feel confident within yourself and to be self-assured. It's almost like part of you wants to be that, but you second guess yourself because of previous experiences that you've had where people have tried to either underestimate you or had some expectations over you where they wanted you to fit into a little box. But I feel like you've broken free from that for a long time, but have been haunted by this sense of low confidence in some way. But now I feel you're rising up and you really are seeing that your intuition, your spiritual gifts, they are on point. Your intuition is second to none. And if anyone ever told you you were wrong about something or you misunderstood something, it's because they were trying to project the fact that you caught them out. You saw something in them that they thought they were hiding. You exposed them and they didn't like it. So that's coming out there strongly as well. But also this is a card of freedom. It's a card to be independent, to live life on your own terms, to free yourself up from overthinking, from worrying, from, the struggle of the everyday. And I feel like you're heading in that right direction right now, because the Nine of Pentacles is, of course, to be self-sufficient, but also it is to live the good life, to enjoy being on your own, in your own company, to fall in love with your life, to reconnect to nature. For some of you, this also can indicate that some of you are trying to, live off the land. Maybe buy a patch of land and live closer to nature, or grow your own food, things like that. So I feel there's this big shift within you right now. And again, these may all be thoughts. thoughts in your mind of things that you're hoping to work towards or things that you're hoping to achieve, or some of these things are something that you're going through right now and you're just wondering if you're on the right path? Well, the answer is yes. I mean, I do see a lot of you, especially with that Three of Wands and the Knight of Swords. There are some big changes coming up. Some of those changes may be travel or relocation, but I feel you are changed. Something within you has changed, and now it's almost like the ripple effect for the rest of your life. And that ripple effect, it will eventually become very, very calm and still. And I feel there are infinite improvements, okay? Now, the first card you got in this deck was Justice. So, as I said, you're going to hear that someone got some karma delivered to them. Someone who did you wrong once, you're going to hear about it, okay? In the next year is what I see. Well, by the end of this year is what I'm being given. Now, we have here Justice. Okay, now there's wonderful storks here. Storks, they tend to imply spiritually, basically sudden improvements. Okay, a long period of pause or feeling like you're in limbo, or not that you've been drifting, because I feel like you've been taking a lot of action in your life. There's a lot of change going on here. I mean, you've got a tower. It would not be a Scorpio reading without a tower. There's just major reconstruction going on. You are the student of life, no matter what age you are, and you're learning and you're basically yearning for change, and I feel like you are revamping your life in some way and rebuilding as well. And I saw that lightning bolt, you know, that you are changing frequencies. So I'm not surprised to see the tower there. There's normally a lightning bolt that hits the crown chakra on the tower in the Lenormand deck, and also in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck as well. But this card, it is the Justice card. So that's about balance and harmony and sudden improvements that basically see you winning in life, okay? It says here, when all is said and done, you will receive the outcome that you truly deserve. Your moral character will be justified, so maintain integrity and strive to balance yourself. And I definitely see that's something that you've been trying to do right now, to create a peaceful state of mind, to find a quiet place in the storm. And I really feel that you are protected and directed during this time. We've also got the Tower, okay? And of course, that's all about restructure, revamping things. And it says, by withstanding the coming challenges, your future will be bright. Seeing things as you want them to be in order to make them become that way. And, you know, I said you're manifesting from a position right now where it's like you have it, that missing ingredient. And that is actually going to change your life, because whatever it is going to become your reality. I feel like you're basically, I mean, the Tower is kind of like you weeding in the garden. You know, it's almost like you're decluttering. You're letting anything that is not solid fall away. Anything that really hasn't got healthy roots, you're letting it crumble. You're just getting rid of it at this time so that you can rebuild your life in a healthier fashion. And it's going to make space for better things to come. Also, the Tower and the Justice card, it can indicate some of you felt a little bit imprisoned in your mind with worry or thoughts, the pressure, okay? And I really feel like you are quietening your mind there and finding a way to liberate yourself out of a very stuck situation and affect change in your life that your future self is going to thank you for, is what I see. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Oh, we only got one rune there. Okay. I'm not surprised. It's the Hero rune, okay? So that means you are a warrior. You've come to this lifetime to affect change. You have so much potential, but this rune is all about freedom. It's about a positive conclusion. It's also about the consequence of your actions. As I said, I feel like you could have chosen revenge sometimes, but you chose to be the bigger person. You're going to hear about karma in those situations, and good karma is coming back to you also. But I feel this is like a milestone. It's a marking of something new coming into your life because you've ended something big. Whatever that is, it was negative, and now you're making space for the positive, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. It may or may not, so please don't try to make it fit if it did not, of course, but it may be something that you will go through in the future. So please take it as it resonates. If it does resonate, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell. It lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio, and love and light.